Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the next installment of the Classic Wrestling series. I think this is episode number 30, if I recall. Ladies and gentlemen, here we go again. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be watching TNA Slammiversary 2007. Now, I actually owned this DVD for a while, so I wonder how good the show holds up. So, first matchup is Rhino and Senshi with Hector Guerrero, who will come out later, if I recall, taking on the Latin American Exchange. Let's watch this. So, we just had Rhino and Senshi versus the Latin American Exchange, and this match was actually good. Two powerhouses in Rhino and Hector Hernandez, and the speed characters in Senshi and Homicide. Quite a weird pairing for Rhino and Senshi, but to be fair, it's actually quite good. Senshi being on the card is always good. Very good moves, and Rhino and Senshi win with the gore from Rhino after Hector Guerrero got him. Sorry about my cat, ladies and gentlemen. Get lost. Get lost. Sorry about that, guys. Next up is going to be the X Division title match between Jay Lethal and Chris Sabin. This one will be good. So we just had Chris Sabin versus Jay Lethal, and this one was really good. I thought it was a good match. Good matchup between these two. They always been able to pull out good matches with them, so against each other. Jay wins and is the new X Division champion. He never really had a good title reign, though, which is really upsetting because he did deserve a better title reign. Next up, guys, is going to be Frank Wycheck with Jerry Lynn. Frank Wycheck, jeez Louise, versus James Storm and Ron the Truth Killings with Jackie Moore. Let's do this. So we just had Jerry Lynn and Frank Wycheck versus James Storm and Ron Killings. This is a comedy segment if I've ever seen one. The problem is Ron Killings is a former two-time NWA World Champ. Yeah. James Storm would go on to become a TNA champion, and Jerry Lynn is Jerry Lynn. He's a good wrestler, but Frank Wycheck, not the best in the world, but it could be a lot worse, ladies and gentlemen. So, next up, we've got Bob Backlund versus Alex Shelley. Great. So, we've had Duck Arse himself, Bob Backlund, taking on Alex Shelley. This was just, this wasn't even a match. This was basically just Alex Shelley having fun with Bob Backlund, and then Bob Backlund putting Shelley in the crossface chicken wing until Sabin came out again to turn heel, to form the Murder City Machine Guns, I think they would be called, and then the Motor City Machine Guns. And then Kevin Nash comes out to beat up Bob Backlund and stuff like that. So, yeah. Next up, guys, we've got the Voodoo King Mafia, BG James and Kip James. Yeah. Vincent Kennedy McMahon, get lost. Taking on Basham and Dangenham, whoever he is, with Christy Hemme. So, let's watch this. So, we just had that match, and oh my god, it didn't even go 3 minutes. This match. This is a stupid match. BG James and Kip James do not deserve to be on the damn show. This was awful. Oh man. Next up, Eric Rude. Who's Eric Rude? Eric Young versus Bobby Roode. So these two can go. So let's watch this match. So we just had Eric Young versus Bobby Roode. These two, this was a really good match, I thought. A good way to open up the, not open up the show, but a good way to, after the two bad matches afterwards, this one was a very good match. This was Eric Young's Freedom from Rude Enterprises, and yeah, I thought it was really good. Next up, guys, we have got Team 3D taking on Rick Steiner and a random partner of his choosing. So we just had Team 3D versus Rick Steiner, and it would turn out to be Road Warrior Animal, who the crowd instantly knew. Why? So this was supposed to be the Steiner brothers, but unfortunately, Scott Steiner had an injury in Puerto Rico, where I think he had a collapse. They had to go through the side, deflate his lung, and go through. They had to go through the side of his chest to basically stop something from going on. I'm not entirely sure what it was exactly. People can Google and stuff like that. But yeah, this was it was an okay match. I mean, Steiner and Animal could work together. I mean, these two are pretty much the 90s. You know, these four guys are pretty much the 90s, ladies and gentlemen, as they say. So yeah, I mean, it was a good match, I thought. Not the best not the best tag team match in the world. I think that still goes to the Rhino Senshi LAX match, but not a bad match. Next up is Sting versus Christopher Daniels. I genuinely like Sting. Sting and Daniels? I like Daniels, so let's watch this. So we just had Sting versus Christopher Daniels, and yeah, this was an okay match. I hated the finish though. The finish was stupid. Why have why have Daniels lose? If they wanted to put him over, why have him lose to Sting? Have Sting pin have Daniels pin Sting. Sting's not going to lose anything by losing a match, and it gets Daniels' start up further. So why not? You know, it's just bad booking like this. It's just really annoying. So next up, guys, it's Abyss versus Tonko in a no DQ match. Here we go. So we just had Abyss versus Tonko in a no disqualification match. I mean, not the worst no DQ match I've seen, but not the best. It was just there. It was a no DQ match. The only reason it was no DQ is just for the tag spot with Abyss, who basically just gets put through tax in the spot on the stage. Otherwise, it was just an ordinary singles match. Nothing really of note. Just Abyss. The story going into it would be, is actually quite good, I think. But it's so basically, Abyss was with the Christian Coalition. Gets beat up after a title match. Nasty gets sliced with a bit of glass. Pretty nasty. To be fair, would get beaten up. Single concerto with a barbed wire baseball bat across his throat. Again, quite nasty. I'm amazed that man. I'm amazed that this is still walking. Let alone that he's now in the WWE backstage. But yeah, I'm actually quite amazed that the WWE hired him. Not like that, but because of all the scars and everything like that on his body. So yeah, I mean, not the best match in the world, but not the worst. Not the worst DQ match I've seen. That goes to King of the Ring with Joey Briscoe and Pat Patterson. That was awful. An evening down hardcore title match. That is, I still need to do that show. I still need to record that show. So next up is the main event, the King of the Mountain match. So let's watch this. So we just had the King of the Mountain match for the vacant TNA title. So controversy. So at Sacrifice, the pay-per-view before this, it was Sting versus Christian Cage versus Angle in a match. Here's the thing: Christian Cage is a two-time NWA champion. He wasn't even pinned to lose the title. He lost the King of the Mountain match, and then he got. I think he was in the he was in the King of the Mountain match, where he didn't get pinned at all. And then he was screwed out of the title when it was actually a double. It was a pinfall slash tap out. So yeah, he never actually got beat for the title. They actually say it was Sting who tapped first. So with that being said, we King of the Mountain. So we've got Kurt Angle, Samoa Joe, AJ Styles, Christian Cage, and Chris Harris. One of these things just doesn't belong here. Sorry, copyright. So it was supposed to be Jeff Jarrett, but unfortunately at this time, his wife was going through cancer, and unfortunately she passed away. I think it was actually a couple of days before the show. I think it was actually a week before the show. I'm not entirely sure, but she did. She passed away before the show, so naturally, Jared had to go back to went to his family to to deal with all that. So who did he get? For Chris Harris. I mean, okay, not my first pick, but okay, no, okay. He deserves a title match. He already had it. He already had a NWA World Title match before, so okay, makes sense. So, let's go through the pins. So there was so basically the people who were pinned, the people who qualified were Chris Harris, who pinned AJ Styles after a catatonic, sorry. Kurt Angle, who pinned Chris Harris after an Olympic slam off the top of the ladder, which was quite good actually. I thought that was cool. Christian Cage pinned Kurt Angle after Joe choked out Angle, and then AJ Styles and Samoa Joe never qualified. But there was actually a pretty sick spot with AJ Styles and Kurt Angle. Kurt sitting on top of this the cage. AJ Styles is beating him up. Angle low blows him, grabs him, and just throws him off the cage through the table. Again, I'm surprised this man is still. I'm surprised AJ Styles is still wrestling after with falls like that. So it's basically, what is the King of the Mountain match? It's basically a reverse ladder match. What you have to do is pin somebody and then climb the ladder to put the title above the ring. Why not just have it as a pinfall match and then get the title? Why did the TNA have to be so special? But no, it's just stupid. Just have a reverse. Just have a normal ladder match with pinfalls. Simple. But no, I mean the concept is a good idea. But it's like lockdown. It's like lockdown with the escape match or having every match in the cage, stupid things like that. So yeah. So what did I think of the show itself? Show was actually okay. I mean, a 10 match card, no filler, no pre-show matches. It was actually a pretty good show, I thought. Worst match of the night? Oh, that's a toss-up between the Voodoo Kid Mafia and the Frank Whitechap match. But I don't go for the Frank Whitechap match last because it's, celebrities should not be in the ring. Sorry, they should not be in they should not be in a wrestling ring at all. Then the Voodoo Kid Mafia, then Bob Backlund, then the Team 3D match, then the Abyss Tonko match, then the Christopher Daniels Sting match, then the King of the Mountain match, then the Eric Young match, then the Jay Lethal Chris Saber match, and finally best match of the night. No, the best match of the night was the Jay Lethal Chris Saber match, and second was Rhino Senshi LAX. So yeah, I thought that was, that's my review of TNA Slammiversary, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you enjoyed. And next week, I don't know where we're going next week. I think we might go back to the WWE because, well, having a few shows in TNA, yeah, I miss the WWE, ladies and gentlemen. So I will see you next week. Have a great rest of the day.